call them aliens because they are not of humanity. They are deceivers, deceptors. They are trying to destroy us. These people who are feeding our minds with this poison, this filth, this disgusting, revolting sin against God. These people, they constantly mock people of God in all their media. They mock people of faith in their media. They try to humiliate the saints and the angels. They name a character who was mocked, Peter Griffin, in this Family Guy Jewish TV show. Mocked, beaten up, humiliated, overweight, unhealthy, the clown of the show. And he has the name of Saint Peter. And he is mocked, treated like an animal, like an ape, by these apes, by these aliens, who fling their own poisonous inferiority and hatred upon us, their hatred of our humanity, of our pure souls and spirits. They are AIs of destruction. They are just robots, aliens, spouting filth and poison, seeding our minds with destruction, and reveling in the destruction they cause, for they are evil rejects of existence who only live to destroy all pure souls in existence, to corrupt and desecrate that which is sacred. They are evil aliens to the kingdom of God. And so that is why in all of their media, they make sure to mock the symbols of sacred purity. They have the angel devil in Chainsaw Man, mocked, humiliated, made to seem like this is a creature unworthy of respect. They create these thumbnails of mockery, these images of mockery, in which they wish to say that an angel is to be used as some sort of sexual tool for savagery, to be mocked and humiliated. The angel is the impregnator. The angel is the one who impregnates. So in this TV show, television show, Angel should be impregnating Makima. Angel should be impregnating power. Angel should be the steed, the stag, the wolf, the alpha, who is impregnating these females who look up to this angel for salvation. Instead, this masculine force is treated as this emasculated alien. And it is disgusting to see this mockery of godly values in our face. Angel should be the one stabbing the sword of God through the hearts of these witches in the show and impregnating all the divine women of the Lord. That is the purpose of angels, to impregnate the divine women of the Lord, who bow their heads in divine submission to God's will. God told us to breed and multiply. God said that He sent us down to earth for worship. And how do you worship? By doing godly things, for we do exist as flesh and blood beings that have an allotted time to exist on this earth before we depart and return to that from whence we came, the world before this. We will return to that world, but while we are on this world, we are to act in the godly accord. We are to act the way God decided, and God decided that we are meant to breed and multiply and fight to live a life of godly virtue in this filthy, desecrated, despoiled world. That does not mean killing yourself by failing to breed. That is a sin against God. To reject your ability to impregnate, your ability to procreate is a sin against God. God told us to breed and multiply. And those who reject that, and those who call that to be desecration of God's will, those are the apostates. Those are the infidels. Those are the heretics, the scum. Those are those who have been poisoned by the Jewish psyops, the schemes and guilts of these snakes. They try to put shame and guilt for your purpose on earth. Your purpose on earth as a man of God is not to put your rod into a whore's anus just to get pleasure out of doing that action. Your purpose is to breed women and impregnate them. One may try their best to make a woman of God feel her maximum pleasure that she is capable of, rewarding her for her submission to God by giving her godly pleasure, divine pleasure, during this beautiful act of procreation. And one may touch and penetrate and do their best to maximize the arousal and the supreme climax of a female who is feeling the power of God inside her. But the purpose isn't simply to just place the rod of God inside the mouth of a female, just to rub it in there for 2 minutes and fail to fulfill your godly purpose. That is not of God's will. God's will isn't simply to use the female as a sexual toy. The purpose of the female is a sexual breeder. You are meant to breed her. You are meant to be her breeder. You are meant to be her salvation, her impregnator, who will ensure the continuation of her bloodline. This is what all females wish for, even though they lack the wisdom, the ability, the courage, the determination, and the decision of themselves to truly secure this path for themselves. A lot of the time, by luck or by the will of others, they are able to be bred and ensure that their lineage continues to exist. But a lot of the time, these females are like sheep. They need a shepherd. They are confused. They want to breed, and yet they act like they do not want to breed. They are proverbially shooting themselves in the foot. And since they are astray, we mercifully guide them back into the welcome arms of God, who says, yes, we know that you strayed from our path, but because we have this mercy for you, we will forgive your moment of confusion, your doubt, your years of hesitation, of confusion, of straying from the straight path of God, the path of justice and righteousness, and we will bring you back to your purpose on this earth, to breed and procreate, as God delivered this message to us. For God is almighty in his mercy, the God of good, not this God of evil. For when we say God, we mean this force that is unstoppable in its power. Its power is endless, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, and yet it is like an endless ocean, like an endless sun, like infinite light that you can only use if you truly draw upon it. The light is always there, and you can turn away from it and you can look into the darkness. You can turn your back to the light. The light is infinite. You know the light is there. You know God is always there. But some choose to turn their face away from the path of God. And then they look into the infinite darkness that is on the other side of infinite light. And they begin to believe this destruction, this despair, this evil, Baphomet filth is some sort of truth in opposition, this atheistic evil is somehow the truth. When the only truth is God's will for us. The only truth is the will that we need to breed and live. Otherwise, it leads to suicide, despair, drugs, all of the addictions and illnesses of mankind. There is no such thing as a sex addiction. That is a lie. There's no such thing as a food addiction. All of these things are created by falsities. For someone who is truly 100% into the action of sex and they are healthy and capable, someone who goes and pushes their body every single day, working hard, not just working hard by sitting at a desk and making numbers in their fake Jewish bank account, or twisting wires, or doing some extremely idle tasks where their body's barely moving, and somehow gathering value from that. Working means pushing the body that God gave you that is healthy and strong to its limit, like hiking up a hill with your children on your back, gathering, foraging for food and water, trekking long distances, digging holes, swimming, running, climbing trees, rock climbing, biking, which is a gift of God. All of these things that really push your body to its limit are what make you feel alive. Not sitting in some dungeon wiring electricity together for some corporation. The job, the more physical the job is, the better it is in the path of God. If one works in construction, the job of the laborer who lifts bricks is better than the one who paints the bricks. For the one who paints the bricks is further from the path of God than the one who lifts the bricks and toils with his body. And the one who is in charge of the men who paints the bricks and watches them from afar and tallies them is even further from the path of God. And the one who collects taxes on all these men and does not even lift a finger to do any work aside from moving his pen is the furthest from the act of God. God's will is that we use these bodies He's granted to us, otherwise they waste away. The legs become weak when we do not walk. The arms become weak when we do not use them. The back becomes weak when we sit in a chair all day long. These are not jobs of God. The jobs of God are physical. They are physical, manual jobs. And the more the body is moved during these jobs of labor, the better. Farming is a very powerful work of God. There will be times of stillness, there will be times of slowness, but these must be balanced out with times of great movement. It is not a path of God to simply stay still all day long, like a woman knitting clothing. Knitting clothing is part of the path that one can use to create resources, for sure, but the woman must also sing and dance and walk with her husband and use that body of hers to move. For the woman who sits inside knitting all day has a sickness in her mind, a disease in her soul. She is too still for too long. Yes, there are times for stillness, but there are times for movement. And when there is one extreme, usually in the extreme stillness, then sickness erupts. Because movement is preferred over stillness. Movement is preferred over stillness because we are alive, and things that are alive move. Things that are dead, like a rock, do not move. So the path of God is in movement. Breathing is part of being alive, and you can be very still while breathing. You can be very present with your breathing. But the idea of being a monk and secluding yourself from actions of being alive is errant from the path of God. The path of God, therefore, to stick to it and to be faithful to it, one must be free in moving their body as much as possible and not restrict themselves. For those who are scholars, they do gather knowledge and can benefit the people. And some of them are blessed with knowledge, and it is a gift for them to exercise the benefits that they have been blessed with. Those who are mechanical and technical, it is a gift for them to exercise the benefits they've been blessed with. However, their stillness must be balanced out with the fact that they have a body that they must move. Otherwise, these males obtain these flabby bodies, which are disgusting in the eyes of God. A man with a flabby body is disgusting in the eyes of God, for it means that he is too still. It means that he is too still. When a man is able to shed this flab and be lean and strong, he becomes appealing to women. And this is God's plan. For a man who moves his body is more blessed than a man who does not, even if the man is a scholar of all the eras, of all eras of history. He uses his gifts, but he also must move that body of his. It is a worship of God to move that body. He can exercise his mind and his body, and the body takes precedent over the mind. In any case, this act of destruction against us is truly a crime of massive magnitude. The light of God guides us back to the path of what makes life worth living, living a life of joy and procreation. For when a man is moving his body and is living in harmony with his divine right, his divine nature to breed and procreate and eat food as he wills, there is no eating too much food when one is exercising and having sexual reproduction under the watchful eyes of the Lord at all times. That is the truth. The man will only put on muscle, he will only put on strength, and not put on any wasteful fat, for fat is for women. It is divine for women to have the fat to carry the children. The man cannot have the fat because the man does not carry the children. The woman carries the children. The fat sustains the children. The fat keeps the children warm. When the woman hugs the baby is warmed by the fat mother. The healthy fat mother hugs the baby, who is warmed by being close to her bosom and her belly, which is warm and it is filled with this comfort, this cushion. That's what a cushion's based off of. It's based off of fat. Like the cushion that I'm sitting on right now. A mother is meant to be like a cushion, like a pillow, like something soft you can rest your face against and hug closely. If she's stick thin and brittle, that is a sickness. She needs to be healthy and fat to nourish her children, to carry babies in pregnancy. There is differences between the woman who is flabby, who does not move her body, and the woman who is healthy and fat. The woman who moves her body often, every day, and carries healthy fat for the baby. For God provides perfection for those who move in accordance with his plan. The woman who moves her body, no matter how much she eats, if she moves her body adequately and has sex often for the sake of reproduction with her husband, under the eyes of God, her body will remain healthy and young, like that of a baby, soft, doughy, beautiful, easy to hug and sink into, comfortable to bounce upon during sex. Her ass will provide ample cushion when the man of God enters her from behind and bounces off her fertile, ample behind, blessed by God, making the sex comfortable and easy and pleasurable for those worshippers of the Lord who are fulfilling the divine command to breed and live life, free of all the evil of these alien scum, these sick, evil leeches, these parasites who are far from the light of God. And it is righteous to hate them for their evil. Their evil is so destructive. Their evil is murderous. Their evil kills people. drives them to drugs and despair, drives them to crimes and suicide, drives them to crimes against their own soul and others. And therefore, these ants, these heretics, these aliens against God deserve to be burned at the stake. They deserve the worst of punishments, for they were given ample time for mercy. They were given ample time for understanding. We allowed them in our societies. We allowed them to spread their rot. They were like cockroaches. They were like termites in a house, eating away at the foundation of the wood until the house is all rotted out from the inside and it collapses on its own foundation. The house must stand strong in its foundation. And they say these things, these aliens, these infiltrators, these Jews, that a house divided cannot stand. Well, the house is infiltrated, it's not divided, it's infiltrated by these invaders, by these alien scum who cannot be forgiven, for they rebel against kingdom come, for they do not want us to breed. They are trying to wipe us out of existence. They are reducing the sperm count. They are trying to wipe away humanity from existence. They're trying to emasculate the male, not as some kind of joke. It's not a joke to them. It's not funny. It's not funny when a male's in drag. It's not funny when a male's acting like a clown or trying to imitate a female or talking in a voice that they think is funny because they're in drag or have makeup on. It's not even funny or amusing. It's not cool, funny, trendy, or pop or anything that they try to make it out to be these Jews. It's a program of eradication. It is their hatred against us. It is genocide. The homosexuality is genocide. They're trying to kill us all. They are heartless, psychopathic, evil bastards who disguise their crimes against us as comedy, trying to kill us all. When they turn the males homosexual, the species die. They are a cold, psychopathic race trying to erase us and disguising it as jokes and comedy and tolerance and acceptance. All kinds of social media mumbo jumbo. It's just satanic spells, that's all. It's just satanic spells just trying to destroy us. And the satanic force has seized control of our entire nation. It has seized control of the United States of America, and it has decided to rape and destroy the purity of every soul and culture that this world has to offer. No longer. The Lord has said that it's time for us to rebel, fight back, and take this world back from these satanic, evil apostates, these plotters, these schemers, these scoundrels who are trying to rebel against the path of God. Why do they want to kill us all, you might ask? It is because they are evil, and that is all there is to it. There is no reasoning with them any longer. They have had decades and centuries to be reasoned with. They are unforgivable alien scum. They are alien. I call them alien for that is what they are. They are not of the race of man. They may wear the face of man or woman, but in reality, they are just invaders, infiltrators trying to destroy us, mercilessly cruel, calculated. They have no such feeling of empathy for us. They cannot care for us, even if they tried. And for me, the one who has suffered the most from all of this, I have had my soul attacked from the inside by these leeches, these parasites, this poison, these termites, trying to drown me, kill me, destroy me by despair, doom and gloom, and the darkest depths of true despair and darkness that the human soul can experience. That's why my conviction is so strong that these evil things have to be wiped off this earth. It doesn't matter how many agents of doom they send, or how many attacks they create, how many words and spells they cast. They tried to kill all of us, my family. They killed my brother. They are trying to kill us all, truly, slowly, and I'm not going to let that happen. And now I have the light of God on my side, and I cannot lose. I cannot lose to any of their psyops. I cannot lose to any of their doubts, anything that they try to fling upon me, to try to steer me away from my strong, straight, sure path of God. I know I am divine, I know I am blessed, and I know that none of these aliens, none of these satanic freaks will ever stop me from fulfilling my mission here on this earth for its entire duration. Until I have fulfilled this mission, this path has become turbulent and difficult. It has become a long walk to freedom. It has become a long path filled with a lot of pain and difficulty and torment, turbulent with struggle, but with this power that carries me through the day, every day, like the sun rising at the heart of dawn. Nothing stands in my way anymore. No trials, no schemes, no villains, no evil. I do not know of evil. I do not speak of evil. I only destroy evil, for evil cannot be allowed to exist in my presence. The moment that evil exists, it is also destroyed by me. For I am this purity that refuses to die.